Looks like it's starting. Hello, hello, everybody. I'm just checking we're all streaming into the right group. Yes, we are. That's always a relief. And I'm just checking we're all streaming into
Here we
the
go.
right
Give me
group.
2 seconds.
Yes, we are. That's always a relief.
And I have the lovely Sheridan with me. So give me a moment just to check this is all working. It looks like it is. And come on and say hello if you happen to be joining us live. I'm really excited to have this conversation. Thank you for joining me, Sheridan. This is so excited to have you live with me here. And I'm so excited to kind of talk to you and share a bit about your journey with the work we've been doing together and how things have evolved over the last couple of years. Do you want to talk to everybody a little bit about who you are, what you do, and like how we first came across each other, what was happening in your life?
No worries. Thanks for having me, Laura. So I am Sheridan Rowe. So I think I've been working with Laura probably for the last couple of years. I've done the business coaching and I've done some of the few rounds of the Psychic Mediumship Academy. So like most of you, I probably found Laura on Facebook, just doing some scroll through there. And then I'd followed the group for quite a while. And it took me a little while. I'd sort of bounced on and off with Laura, and probably took me a year before I went, oh, that's it. I've got to do this. I've got to get in there. So, and I've just loved the journey of, especially with doing the Psychic Mediumship Academy. I've always been quite a psychic person, very clairvoyant, and just having the opportunity to work with other people and bring those abilities to the surface. And I think, like we were talking about, just being able to trust yourself in the information that you're getting. And then knowing that the things that come through, you can actually go, I really trust myself and I trust the information. And it's just really helped me navigate through a lot of my life, especially the last few years. It's helped me grow and blossom in there. So.
And it's been amazing. So I remember you at the start of your journey too, even with the psychic development work we were doing. And I remember you would always get lots of like visions and images and things like that. And I remember you sort of almost feeling like it was a bit of random information or it didn't make sense. I'm just going to adjust my lighting here. We've got we've got Holly here, Ree's here, Eric is here. Hello, ladies. Thank you for joining us. And I remember you kind of doubting it, like it seemed like random information didn't make sense. And then I sort of seen it evolve and shift. So what's happened over time have you started to activate and discover your gifts? Like how has it evolved and shifted?
Yeah, you're right. So in the beginning, I just get so much stuff and I'd be like, what the hell is this? There was so much information and I'm very visual. So it was like a crazy cartoon going on in there. But over time, and like I said, in the group, having people that you don't know and being able to like just read someone and then them confirm it. So like a good experience I had a few weeks ago was on relationships. And then I was seeing someone, I'm like, I see these two little kids, like, what does this even mean? We're looking at this person's like partner, and then I was getting information about like the bush and 4-wheel drives, and then for the person to be able to confirm afterwards and go, well, I'm a twin, and I'm like, oh wow, so these two tiny little people that I saw was you're as a twin, and so you get information like that coming through, and then even the photo reading I had with another person in the group had just said, oh, here's a photo, what do you get? And it took me to this experience when I was a child, and not a great one, sorry if it's a trigger for anyone, of a family that the father had committed suicide. And I sort of said, oh, well, I didn't want to say it, but I went, no, just say it. And that ended up being what they thought had happened to this person. So little events like that have actually helped me to trust that in my day-to-day life, the information that I'm getting is probably right. And I think over the years of practicing as well, it's not as busy in there anymore. You can tune in, and I've learned the questions to ask myself as I'm getting the information, like, is this actually me? Is it about them? Is it? Yeah. So it's been quite a cool journey. And then it's also helping me now as I start to work with people on their journey. I can use this information that I'm getting about people to help with their counseling and working with them to break through some of their things they're dealing with, and you know, all the things I've gone through in the last few years, I can now bring and help my clients as I build that up too. So yeah, it's been
amazing,
really
isn't
good.
it? Yeah, and the work you're here to do as well. I mean, you've gone through such an incredible journey. It's like, how do you see yourself now, like integrating this work, and what is the work that you want to do and bring forward into the world?
Yeah, so years ago I started working as a holistic counselor doing my flower essences, and I got a bit away from that. And the last few years I've gone through like a few toxic relationship, and now I'm a solo mum with my daughter, and I've got back on the path of working with people. So I really want to look at helping women, people in general, but it seems to be women that I'm more drawn to at the moment, breaking through toxic relationships, generational patterns, and just generally being someone that can be that can hear their voice. So it doesn't have to be anything specific, but sometimes just having someone that can listen to people. And then I had a person I worked with, and even after the session, I brought in some of the psychic things. It was me just going, hey, I wonder if I can do this. And there were things afterwards. She said, wow, there were questions I didn't even know I had, but because I was tuning the information and just following what I was getting from what I've learned, it brought things into the conversation that she didn't even know she had questions for. So it's really interesting being able to provide that for people. And just another element to working with people. I think it's been really cool.
And it's so beautiful, I think, when, you know, I've seen you work and the information you've received and passing that on to people, and just seeing how beautiful and comforting and healing that is for somebody else. Like, it's the most, what's that like for you, you know, when you give people information and it lands and it makes sense? How does that feel for you?
I think it's being able to provide that peace for people. I think anyone who's been through any trauma in their life, or, you know, you've got uncertainties and you don't know where you are, just having someone that can say something to you that lands, that gives you this moment of peace. I love letting people unlock that onion, the thing that they can't break through, that they're like going, I just don't understand this about myself. And when you can give people that little nugget that they suddenly go, oh, this is why I do this, I now understand myself that little bit more. It gives me such joy, because I know what it gives to me in your personal growth, and just understanding yourself that little bit more. It's such a gift that people have given to me, and I love being able to, you know, share that back with the world. So yeah,
and you can use your intuition, right, and your connection with spirit and all of this to really highlight and pinpoint what's really deeply going on for people, what they need to heal, what they need to shift. And this is what you're talking about, right? The things that are in their subconscious mind, or the things they can't quite see, that is maybe blocking them, holding them back. You've got this ability, through strengthening your psychic abilities, to really start to tune into this, you know, provide those deep healing and shifts. And then you're also connecting with loved ones in spirit now as well. I mean, we've had examples of really accurate information, and also pets. We've been looking at animal communication and all of that. I mean, how's that been for you?
Yeah, so the mediumship stuff is, I guess, where I'm now developing. And I think it's, trusting, because again, starting that one, I notice I get some interesting stuff. It was like the start of my psychic. It's the other day I was kind of like looking at someone's grandma, but she was Dolly Parton, and I'm like, no idea what that means, but it's now tuning into a bit more of seeing what those messages are and decoding that. So that's definitely my next step, is more into the mediumship, which I'm a bit excited about. But my passion and my love for animals, anyone that knows me knows I've got a menagerie at my house. But I'm really drawn to the animals and healing, and even with a new cat the other day, I was having trouble, but just to stop for a second, and I could hear him sort of going, I just feel a bit out of place, I'm a bit, you know, whereas on the outside all I could see was aggression. But when you really listen to them, and it's like, I've always been really close with animals and children, and I think using that psychic abilities to be able to be a voice for people that don't have a voice will be a really powerful thing that I'm looking to grow into as well at the moment. So lots to come,
isn't it? And in being able to read, we read Your Beautiful Cat the other night, wasn't it?
It was amazing.
you know, to be able to use these abilities to tune into animals and to see what's really going on for them. And a lot of this too has come from, I had a beautiful friend who lost her dog the other day, and it was a very sad circumstance of passing, and being able to connect in with what actually happened and to provide her with that closure and that peace and to be able to connect with him on the other side. Like, this is just so profound, so healing. There's just nothing greater than this in my experience, and it's why I'm so passionate about it, and just love seeing you develop, like how you've grown within yourself, Sheridan, and just your confidence in yourself, your abilities, the trust in the information you're getting, like your ability to speak and communicate what you're experiencing and seeing. Like, I've seen that strengthen. And then also you getting more clear on what you want to do in the world, like this healing work you want to bring to the world, and how you're going to be bringing in all of your spiritual gifts, all of these tools that you've learned to provide this most profound, deep healing for others. You know, to me, that's the best thing of all, to be able to go through experiences like you have, and then be able to use your gifts, discover gifts you didn't know you had, activate them, and be able to use them to help others, you know, in the most profound way. I think, to me, that's just the greatest gift of all.
Yeah, no, I feel quite blessed to be coming to a point where I can really put it all together and start really helping the world.
I love that. So what would you say to anybody that is kind of at the start of their journey with not even sure if they have gifts, or there maybe is fear around developing them, or what would happen, or worrying that they can't do it, or something bad would happen? These are kind of the things that come up for people that get in the way of them actually discovering this. Like, what advice do you kind of have? What would you say to somebody, you know, if you think back at the start of your journey?
Yeah, well, first I'd say if you're actually seeing this, then there's probably no doubt that you have these abilities, because there's no way you'd be looking at me and Laura and hearing this now if it wasn't part of your energetic field already. So trust that. It's also, it's not something to be scared of. People get a lot of information, or you're scared of what other people think. Embrace the weirdo, embrace whatever people are going to say. Don't worry about that. Just focus on what's on the inside and what you really feel. Just trust that it is something that's going to enhance your life as well. Because I think, for me, I've always been very intuitive, very psychic, and actually developing it has actually made me feel more grounded and more in line with who I'm meant to be, rather than some people think you go off into this weird world or something. It's actually quite the opposite. It actually brings you into a more whole version of yourself. And the trust that you develop in yourself and in what's going on around you it's hard to explain. And then there's all just the fun stuff of being able to help people and give those messages. Like, that's just, I think, the added bonus when you can get to the point where you can actually work with people. I think that's just the next step of being able to to be able to give this gift to the world. But it's the biggest thing would be what it gives yourself in that personal growth and trust, I think, is huge, been huge for me anyway. Yeah.
And I love you shared that part, because we spoke about this earlier. And that's what led me to this work, was my own spiritual growth, development, and healing, and discovering and activating my gifts, and strengthening connection to spirit, and being able to, you know, become more accepting of myself, and be able to, like, you know, share what was coming through, share what I was feeling and experiencing in a safe way. Like, all of that work on my journey helped me to heal massively, and it helped me to love my life more, you know, feel a deeper connection to myself and others, created more peace, all of that. And so when I started, that was the win. That was like everything, just enjoying the journey and the up leveling, the shifts. And that's so amazing to hear you experiencing that too. And then the icing on the cake that I didn't realize it was going to take me is to actually be paid for those gifts as well. I had no idea, right? And that was even going to be part of my journey. And to see you at that point now too, it's like you get to be paid for these gifts now. This gets to come into work that you can do for the rest of your life and help people and receive, you know, incredible abundance and all the things for your work that you do, you know. And that's what I'm so excited to see, you know, you step into that more and more now and share your gifts and be able to help people, because that's what it's really all about.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's an exciting journey to sort of step into. that, and like you said, be paid for this, combine it with all the other work that I'm doing, and actually get out there and help more people.
Yeah, and it integrates so beautifully with all of that, you know, the mindset work, the inner healing, the energy healing, counseling, therapy, like all of this, you know, people that do massage, body work, it's like the more you strengthen your intuition, your connection to spirit, it just enhances everything. It takes all of your healing to the next level. You know, it's the missing piece to the most profound healing, in my opinion. It's the piece they never taught in psychology. It's like when I did psychology training, it was always the mind, and it's like this spiritual component, the intuition, was never touched on and spoken about, and this is like the most important piece, in my opinion, the most profound piece. So thank you so much for sharing your journey. Like, it's just been incredible, and you know, I've had so much fun, and obviously our journey hopefully isn't over yet, because you know, I think there's opportunity.
Not rid of me yet.
I know, not getting rid of me yet. He's one of those most incredible clients that has stuck with me for some time. And you know, when you stick with this work and you keep developing and you keep practicing and you stay committed to it, you know, amazing profound shifts can happen. You know, and I've seen that with you, and it's like the group that we've got now in the Psychic Mediumship Academy. So I wanted to touch on that a little bit, because we've done a lot of rounds. You've been in a lot of rounds of Psychic Mediumship Academy, right?
3 now, I think. Yep.
Right. And there's like something really special about the people we have now. There's something really special about this group. And for me, it's like I'm seeing people up level and shift in more quickly than I've ever seen before. It's like, you know, and what is it like to be in a group, in a community of people, like in the Psychic Mediumship Academy, all working on developing their gifts? Like, how does it feel for you to be inside there?
Oh, it's hard to explain, but I will. It's like being in a group of people that everyone is just in. It's just a cool place to be, like, and we're all there just to learn about our psychic and mediumship gifts. We're all there to grow. It's a really supportive community. Like, I don't think I've ever been in there and been afraid to judge, like to share, because I know no one's judging. Like, there's nothing in there. It's not, it's such, like I said, a safe space to learn, and you can't do anything wrong. Like, and like you were saying before, like I've always got crazy images and I'd be like, oh, I see this. And even if it doesn't land for anyone, you've said it and it doesn't matter, you just move on. So I found it's just such a nice environment. And it's also great because I find now we've got, there were people that are completely new, and then you've got a few of us that have been doing it for a while. And you look back and think, God, I was there once. But now, like, I've really, like, you see yourself, like this round, I've sort of gone, oh, I'm getting such good information. And I kind of feel like, oh, you know, I'm really developing. And so, you can actually see the growth in yourself through other people. But then I think for the people that are beginning, it's like you can see where you can get to as well, because you get, you know, a balance of everything. So,
provide support to those people at the beginning, because it's like that really not long ago, you know what it's like to doubt and question and not trust what's coming through. And then you guys have been so great to give them support and encouragement that, like, you've got this, keep going, keep trusting, because before you know it, it's all going to open up and you're going to be blown away. So it is the most beautiful thing, and it's a highlight of my week, actually. I think a lot of us say that, the group when we meet, and the connections, the relationships we all have, and just a safe space to be yourself and talk about all the things in a place where everybody is just open to it, you know, and places like that in the world, I feel.
No, and I also find for myself, like being a solo mum, and a lot of people, everyone's busy, everyone's got their own thing, like then the world, and you get stuck in, like I have a corporate job as well that I kind of, you know, got to pay the mortgage. But I found that that's the time that I do it's just for me. So I have this thing that I've, you know, invested in, I'm developing, and it's not about my child. It's not about being a mum. It's not about anything else in the world. It's just this time where I get to focus on me. And I don't think we give ourselves enough of that as well. So it's been a really nice little sanctuary to shut off the rest of the world and just be in our little group and just be connected to the other side. And what are we getting?
Beautiful. I think you spoke about it so well. That's what it feels like for me, being a mum, being busy. It's like there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and it's like this opportunity to just, it's like be in this beautiful bubble of just love and beautiful, being accepted and being who we truly are, and connecting with divine, connecting with spirit. And to me, I know this work is so profound for our healing, for the ascension of the planet, all of that as well. So it's such a beautiful group. I'm just having a look at the comments. Erica's here, Diana, Bree's here, who's just come into the Psychic Mediumship Academy Carisha, hello, and Karen, the lovely Karen, who's also been in the Psychic Mediumship Academy. So yeah, we're about to go into another launch as well of this, and having like more people coming in, which is going to be exciting. So if you're interested and you already know that you want to come in or you want more information, just message me, because I've got early bird special before we go into the big launch, where you can actually come in at a much cheaper price than what it's going to be. So and I try to make it really like affordable and doable for people, because this work is truly life-changing. It's changed my entire life. It's been the best thing that I ever did in my life, was develop these gifts. And yeah, just seeing the impact on all of you, it's just, I know it's worth it. It's like the changes are profound. Everybody has these gifts, everybody develops, and you know, who knows where it's going to take you on your path, you know. It's exciting to see. So send me a DM if you have questions on any of that, but also thank you so much for coming and sharing with us, Sheridan, your journey and who you are. And I'm excited to see your journey unfold even more. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun having you.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. And if anyone wants to kind of get in touch with you, Sheridan, what's the best way to stay connected with you?
Yeah, so on my main Facebook page, so Sheridan Rowe, I've got a link to my group. So I do have a group running, Blooming Souls, the Free Woman. So you can contact me through there. I mean, that's just a group just for good vibes, talking about a bit of the mindset shifts, and where I'll be sharing a bit of my work. So I'm just starting to build that up. So it'd be great if anyone wanted to join in there.
Yes, and give Sheridan some support. And she's an amazing person, a human being, and incredible with her work. So I'm excited to connect with you. Thanks so much for coming, and yeah, look forward to speaking to you again soon. And have the best day, everybody. We'll see you really soon.
Thank you.
Bye. Hang on.